Welcome back with another banger. Hit that like, sub it up, the react files. Back with another banger. Hit that like, sub it up, the react files. Y'all feel me? Let's run it.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States: food, water, transportation, communications, etc. All 17 of the others depend on electricity.
If our grid goes down, you can't cook, you're not going to heat anything, you can't run any of your medical supplies, you can't talk on your phone, you can't take money out of a bank, and we turn into total chaos.
If this happens, the system stops.
If a transformer is taken down, we have to order it from Germany or China. It's going to take a year.
Up till recently, there were no comprehensive protective solutions available.
We know what the solutions are. They're not expensive. They're not difficult to employ. We just need the political will to do it and the follow through on the part of the electric utilities to get it done.
The White House is protected from an EMP. The Congress and the CIA and the NSA, all of the areas that need to function in the government are protected. So why can't we be protected?
Around some of these facilities, you don't have much more than a chain link fence to keep people out. Now that seems absurd to me.
I think it is absurd when we now know that attack on as few as 9 grid substations could bring down all 3 major interconnections for the United States grid.
If the power goes out, you get the generator, and if that goes out, you get another one. There's never been a plan for what happens after that.
The director of the National Security Agency, Admiral Rogers, came out and said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
So the internet sleuths have dug up an old CIA documentary, and Erica Kirk is in it. Check this out.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Okay, so apparently this clip is from a documentary called Black Start USA, and Erica Kirk, née Francevy, appears as a presenter or briefer on a topic of electromagnetic pulse, EMP threats, and vulnerabilities in the U.S. power grid. She is shown briefing or addressing a group of national security professionals, experts, and figures, including former CIA Director James Woolsey. The footage depicts her delivering information about potential EMP attacks which could originate from high-altitude detonations or other means, and the risk of the coordinated physical attacks that could lead to widespread blackouts or grid failure. This is framed in the context of discussing Black Start protocols, the untested procedures for starting the power grid after a major disruption. Wow.
The internet always wins. Shout out to 5149 James Lee, bringing more clarification to this matter. At first, I kind of thought it was AI, couldn't tell. I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Like, who is this lady? I wonder if Charlie knew about this.
You can't make this stuff up. The ICE shooting happened on 3333 Portland Avenue, on 33rd and Portland, in the 3300th block, where every address starts with 33. And it happened right in front of a giant T-Rex, which in Latin and Greek stands for the Tyrant Lizard King, symbolizing royalty, supreme authority, and undisputed control over its domain. Ex-military whistleblower recently warned, U.S. law enforcement is adopting methods used in Israeli policing, claiming ICE trains in Israel to bring apartheid tactics to the United States. The Charlie Kirk psyop was also covered 3433 symbolism. Is 33 just code for psychological operation?
I think we absolutely understand what the 33 stands for. Shout out to Symbolism Syndrome. Now this is a great catch right here. Showing the map, 3300 block. Was very interesting, which I caught as well, was that T-Rex. It just stood out. Like, Christmas is over, you know what I'm saying? Like, what could be the point, you know? Could it have been random? Maybe there was some symbolism to this.
You are witnessing a new world order, which has been spoken about for decades, all leading many sources to 2026. Don't shoot the messenger, but if you want to understand exactly what's happening here, this is the video for you. Because I've been studying this since 2011, and all sources are leading to the same exact time. And especially what's happening in the earth right now with America, Greenland, Mexico, Venezuela, Cuba, Iran, shut up, and maybe the not so random civil unrest. And if you didn't catch the president's talk today, I've warned of that for almost a year. But first, let's talk about the military movement. We'll get back to the first time doomsday plan in 50 years and also the C5 galaxy. On top of threatening Mexico with land strikes that will happen, on top of the Venezuelan situation, we also have Iran being overthrown. But what you may not know is right when they cut all the internet, that's when the shots started to ring out. And now we have a Globemaster being sent over to the Middle East from Europe, as well as the Doomsday Plan that just touched down for the first time in 50 years, which his first stop was in Los Angeles. Now we have the C5M, meant for moving a whole lot of troops, maybe some tanks and other heavy-duty stuff. We'll come right back to this, because we also have people stepping up saying people should take things with them to these protests. Things, you get it? And whether high-up military insiders or was he a rapper, all talking about the year 2026, that they were told from higher-ups, 2026 is the year everything goes down. But did you hear what was said about Greenland today? We'll take it the easy way or we'll do it the hard way. And it looks like NATO is going to be pushing back at the United States over this.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Do y'all see what's happening in the earth? They have you set up in two camps. Meanwhile, you completely overlook the entire world being overthrown. But he's not the biggest guy doing it. See, it doesn't matter who sits in this chair, it's the interest behind the chair, behind the Supreme Court. Now, almost a year ago, before the Venezuela stuff even got close to remotely happening, I showed you guys about this new deal with Chevron. Go back and check the timestamp of my old videos covering all of this stuff. I know this stuff because I researched this stuff, not because I watched somebody else say it. Chevron granted restricted U.S. license to operate in Venezuela, 2025, July 30th. Fast forward to now, he's meeting with the oil execs. Marco Rubio hands him a paper. It's about letting Chevron talk.
Very well, Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron.
Are you understanding now what's happening? Now we have crazy civil unrest. It started with Venezuela, and now it's going to be Mexico and also the ICE. Half the politicians are saying to resist ICE and go against the federal government while doing hand signs, and political pundits are urging those on the other side to stand up against them as well. Here's the crazy part. I told y'all from the very first day it happened that she shouldn't have been there. Now it comes out that she was a lead organizer of these things, and she had just moved there. These protests and these soon-to-be riots are coming worse and worse every single night. Here was, I believe, the sheriff of Philadelphia telling everyone that they're not a real, ICE is not a real organization. I have since received more information on a letter from USPS warning their employees that even the long-standing employees said the last time this even happened was 2020, and it's specifically for civil unrest. The same thing I told you yesterday. There's a reason there are agents in every state in the country, and a lot of y'all know what that is. And we're not even at the start of this. Wait for part 2.
Yo, a lot is going on very fast. Shout outs to the Real Moon Henry. making a lot of good points in this video, and there's a lot of movement on the international scale.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm sitting here at a stop sign.
You're following me.
I'm following you. Why are you following me?
Why are you following me?
Why are you a creep in a mask?
You're a bitch. Why are you following
I'm
me?
a bitch.
How do you feel about the shooting?
Are you supposed to support Jesus? Who calls names? Read the red letters. Read the red letters.
You don't know me.
Read the red letters.
What red letters?
In the Bible.
What does it say?
It says don't call names.
Oh, does it?
Go away. Go away.
What are you doing?
We're not doing
Just
anything. We're
making sure and getting video of how you guys brutalize people.
You guys? What do you mean, you guys?
Go away. Call 911.
You don't know me.
I have kept my distance away from you. Why are you surrounding me? We are being surrounded.
following you.
Why is it so important to you to own it when you have a military presence there, which you could expand to affect the security?
Because when we own it, we defend it. You don't defend leases the same way. You have to own it. If we don't do it, China or Russia will. It's not going to happen. We are not going to have, and I like China, I like Russia, I love the people of China, I love the people of Russia. I get along very well with President Putin, but I'm very disappointed in him. I get along very well with President Xi. I'm going to go over to China in April, but I don't want them as a neighbor in Greenland. Not going to happen. And by the way, and NATO's got to understand that. I'm all for NATO. I saved NATO. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have a NATO right now. But we're not going to allow Russia or China to occupy Greenland, and that's what's going to happen if we don't.
There is no coincidence that Donald Trump right now is trying to take over Greenland and all its resources, and the movie Greenland #2 comes out today. The world is a fucking stage, bro. They have to tell you what they're gonna do. They have to tell you the truth through movies. That's for karmic retribution. So I've seen the first Greenland, and I'm going to see this one because it's gonna give me many downloads because I'm aware of it. And that's what I'm saying. There's no coincidence that the movie Greenland #2 is coming out today, right at the same time in this matrix where Donald Trump and the inorganic ones are trying to take over Greenland, the island, because they understand that it's very high vibrational. It's a very high vibrational place. And this second movie of Greenland is going to show you how the resources that are on this island are going to be part of what this whole energetic shift, this new Earth frequency is going to hold. And this is why they put this movie out right now, and this is why they're showing you that Donald Trump wants to take over Greenland. We are in wild times right now.
We're gonna keep going.
I don't know what awaits you at the crater, but I am convinced
Grab onto something!
it is where the world will be reborn.
Yo, I didn't know this movie was that deep. It looked crazy. Shout out to _737_. Wow, I feel like I definitely got to see this movie too. Pick up on these downloads, seeing what they're trying to put down, you know what I mean? I knew there was a coincidence, but I didn't think the coincidence was like this.
Damn.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm lit, fo. He can't drop me off real quick.
No, bro. How you doing today?
He can't drop me off real quick?
No, he can't. It smells like marijuana. You
okay? Right? Yeah, I'm good. He dropping me off. This a lift job,
I have an arrest warrant. Sir, do me a favor. Let me put your hands where I can see them.
For what?
Put your hands where I can see them, first of all, sir.
I got money in my pocket. That's all.
That's all you better have. That's the thing you better have in your pocket.
Hey, bro, chill out with all that, folk. What you got going on?
I got an arrest warrant for him, sir.
For what? He look like he chilling, doing war. He's dropping me off.
It's all good, sir. This is your moment to shine right now. So you could post it on your Facebook. I'm
gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Don't worry about that.
I know that's right.
Don't worry about that,
folks.
That's right.
I ain't worried.
Can he drop me off though? Like, what's going on?
All right, sir. You have a good day. All right. Do me a favor. You're gonna have to get out the car. You're gonna have to get out the car.
Like, bro. Can he drop me off? Like, I'm confused.
One of the most suspicious things that happened yesterday in Minnesota, in my opinion, is this guy. The guy who burned the American flag in front of everyone. Now, after he did this, he immediately left like it was nobody's business. Now, why would someone burn up a flag, rile them up, make them protest, and just sneak away? A girl followed him, recorded him, asked him a bunch of questions, and just check this out.
You wouldn't have ran off. That's weird. Because we need people to see that that's happening. Well, why would you run off? Why would you run off? That's weird, to burn a flag and run off. That doesn't make sense. That's not a protest.
Why are you not back there at the protest? We got everybody riled up. You came here to do what? Do a boogaloo boy? An accelerationist? What are you doing here?
Usually these people are proud to protest and tell them where they're from.
Where you from? Why are you here?
Yeah, we know. We remember George Floyd, so we know you guys are around.
Hey, fuck your flag burning, dude. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was not cool.
Yeah.
Not happening. He doesn't even know where the fuck he is. He doesn't even know where his fucking car is. What?
Why are you hiding your face, huh? Why you got your glasses on? You think you're some covert fucking like ninja or something, bro? Cosplaying out here?
Yeah, we need to know who the hell this guy is.
Whoever he was definitely an agitator. Shout out to You Won't Believe Me official. I'm happy that lady followed him. And I like how that other witness pulled up in a vehicle and called him out as well.
The storm is here. When we come, one, we go all. No one can stop what is coming. Get here, guys. We need you in Minnesota. These people are fucking terrorists. Patriots, get out here. We need the backup. And all you liberal commie motherfuckers, keep your hands to yourself or you're gonna get hurt today, alright? We executed one of you yesterday. We executed one of you yesterday. You understand that? We executed one of you yesterday. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
You're just talking to white supremacists.
You guys keep playing stupid games. You guys keep getting stupid games. Okay? You guys keep playing stupid games. You're gonna keep getting stupid prizes. Hey, back up. Fuck out of here.
What are you talking about?
No one wants you here.
Don't touch it.
Get the fuck
Last night, Russia launched the largest non-nuclear weapon in the world, the Oreshnik ballistic missile. After the attack, the sky was yellow and pink for hours across the country. Traveling 11 times the speed of light, the Oreshnik has only been fired twice during this entire war, and it is uninterceptable by any advanced air defense system. This was launched as a warning strike after Ukraine's attempted assassination of President Putin. The missile went all the way up into space and was undetected by even NATO radars in Europe, becoming the only missile in the world that can do that. The missile was launched in Lviv, Ukraine, targeting a weapons facility and a NATO training ground in Ukraine. Now, Russia has around 1,000 of these ballistic missiles, the Oreshnik, and they are producing even more daily. American air defense systems in Ukraine did not even try to intercept it as they didn't detect the launch. It flew all the way from Russia into western Ukraine, becoming the only missile in the world that is undetectable.
That's insane. It launched from so far up it couldn't be detected. That's wild. Shout out to Ethan Levins.
Making a really bad decision and being arrested today, okay?
I think I'm making exactly
I'm not.
the right decision.
Oh, then why are you giving her a warning? I'm giving her a warning to not interfere with what we're doing, to not make a bad decision today and ruin your life.
Well, bad decisions.
Thank you.
That's funny coming from you.
Okay, alrighty. Thank you. Have a good day.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Okay, thank you. If we continue to have you follow us, okay. Have fun.
This is the cover of a magazine in Slovenia. It's talking about the attack on Venezuela. And you can see the clear reference that they're making here. It's pretty obvious. I want to say to those watching, I did not make this. This is how Europe views what's going on here right now. They see it. And I hate to say it, but they're kind of the experts in figuring that out, no? That's also got to be an old picture of him. Here, this is in the UK, at a bus stop. No matter how many countries you invade, you'll still be this word. And this word translates to being attracted to young women. I'll put it that way. On a bus stop, right there. There they are. Two little peas in a pod. And those are the two messages going through Europe right now. All of Europe believes that he's a PDF problem. Why are we still in denial? And if anybody gets in here, starts jibber-jabbering in my comments, I don't care. Shut up. If you want to be a snowflake, because the MAGAs are the true snowflakes of the world, go somewhere else. We're not going to put up with that here. Until you're ready to leave your cult, then you can give me a call and we can work on getting you out of there. But until then, just scroll past, please. The big point I'm making is that those of us that think this, we are not alone. We're not alone. Because they're also seeing this around the world. We're not alone. We are right to be mad. We are right to be worried. So, let me know what you think about this. Again, Slovenia magazine. And yeah, follow for more. I'll update you throughout the day. And remember, link in my bio for my Substack. I'll talk to you a little bit. Okay, love you, bye.
Yo, that's wild. I think that's the hometown of the First Lady. Might be mistaken. Shout out to Vibe Craft Voice. Very interesting seeing that picture at the bus stop and knowing that it's on the other side of the pond. That's wild. It's definitely a powerful image.
We have your plate number. We saw you driving erratically, very dangerous to the public.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
You're interfering with our operations.
Not
You
at
could
all.
be arrested
Not at
under
all.
18
Not
USC
doing that.
111.
Nope, not
We
at-
will
not
arrest you.
interfering. Not if you're
You have
not
been
interfering.
interfering with our operations.
You were following us yesterday.
Numerous
Watch
times.
what you're doing, dude.
Numerous times you've
Not
been interfering with our operations.
Not interfering.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
If you
Never got in front of
continue,
you.
you will be in handcuffs. You will be arrested. You will be prosecuted.
U.S. Code 111. Get that through your head, dude.
That's a lot of numbers you just remembered.
Yep.
Good job. I'm not breaking the law and you fucking know it.
Yes, you are.
Not breaking the law and you fucking know it. Never got in front of everyone, never.
One more time and I will put you in handcuffs.
Bro.
One more time.
Bro.
Keep it up.
Step the fuck off. You piece
No,
of shit.
no, I'll
Yeah.
stand right here, pal. Right here all day.
If I fucking touch you, then you're gonna fucking arrest me.
Right all day.
Yeah, fuck you.
You are worthless.
Fuck you.
Worthless.
Fuck you.
You are.
Fuck you.
You have
Yeah.
no honor.
Hold your fucking dogs back. Hold your fucking.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers are facing a 1,200% increase in assaults.
Damn, that's tough.
Makes sense why they want to stay anonymous. His name is Jonathan E. Ross. When he fled the scene of the shooting, Ross got into a 2021 gold Chevy Tahoe. The plate number, EVC289, is registered as a personal vehicle, which is strange because ICE spokesperson Mike Alvarez unequivocally stated that ICE do not use personal vehicles while conducting enforcement operations. And yet we saw Ross casually saunter back to one after alleged injuries so grievous that Trump claimed it's hard to believe he's alive. Which is interesting because under DHS policy, officers may only use deadly force if an unarmed person poses an immediate and unavoidable threat to life. A moving car is not enough, as evidenced by Orrin v. City of Tacoma, where it was ruled that officers cannot claim qualified immunity when a reasonable alternative, like stepping aside, would have prevented harm. And yet, J.D. Vance has brazenly stated that Ross has absolute immunity and attempted to justify it by invoking a previous incident where Ross had been dragged by a car, but Vance failed to delineate the difference between the previous driver, a violent criminal with multiple driving offenses, and Renee Good, a mother and a prize-winning poet who, at the time of the shooting, had stuffed animals in her glove compartment. If previous trauma had lowered Ross's threshold for lethal force to such a minuscule level, why was he still deployed in high-risk street operations? A question that might introduce federal responsibility. And Minneapolis has a little bit of a history of introducing federal credibility failures. So naturally, the FBI takes over the case and cuts Minnesota's access to evidence, which is fucking insane. Because in Ross's aforementioned case with the dragging incident, the Bloomington Police Department were proudly listed as collaborators with the FBI. They were happy to partner with local police when it helped secure a conviction and make Ross look like a hero. Now the FBI is conveniently excluding local authorities when the same guy extrajudiciously murders an innocent woman. We have investigated ourselves and found no evidence of wrongdoing. That's one way to put it.
Shout out to Thomas Bangerin with this excellent presentation. It's very eye-opening what he just said. I do agree, it's weird that he would drive his own vehicle. Just lots of questions as far as what happened after the incident.
A movie about a Freemason's journey to enlightenment. So what kicks off Truman's journey to enlightenment? The falling canister from the ceiling, labeled Sirius. Sirius is known as the morning star, the fallen angel, Lucifer the lightbringer, who brings knowledge to humanity. Represented by the blazing star in Freemasonry, sat between the two pillars of Jachin and Boaz. In this shot, we see the fallen star Sirius between two pillars. That grabs Truman's attention, the two pillars being Jachin and Boaz. So Truman essentially receives esoteric knowledge from Sirius and begins to question his reality. We see that every outcome of Truman's life is being governed by what some might call an overbearing father, or the Gnostic demiurge, which in this case is given the name of Christoph, or Christ of, or of Christ. When Truman finally breaks free of this controlling deity, he ascends up the Masonic steps towards self-governance. Here we can see 16 steps, as well as the waters below, as above so below, with what we can assume is the reflection of the waters below, that would total 32 steps, or 32 degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Obviously the 33rd degree being the most notable, however this is a more symbolic, honorary, invite-only degree. No initiate can get there through just Masonic scholarship. It is the Gnostic perspective that the material world is a trap, an illusion, a prison of sorts, governed and controlled by a lower creator, a more malevolent version of the God archetype, or Grand Architect. And that, to escape this material illusion, one must break free through enlightenment and self-gnosis. Some say the G in Masonry stands for Gnosis or Gnosticism. However, that's one of many interpretations that include Grand Architect, Generative Principle, Jesu or Jesuit General, God, Goat, Geometry, and others. And so Truman undergoes this journey of Gnostic enlightenment and breaks free of his controlling father. Also, someone interesting that Richard Rothschild was one of the producers of this film. Shout out to him.
I did not know that man was a producer on this film. Now I gotta watch the end credits. Shout outs to Michael Sean 333, dropping a lot of knowledge right there.
They did a test to see how they could activate the hardest punch you could do. They took an athlete, right? He was a fighter. First test they did, they let him punch normally. Next, they injected him with adrenaline. Okay. And decided to see how much harder he could punch. His body tensed up, his muscles tightened. He punched it, it hit 600 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And then they did another test.
Yeah.
They didn't. Instead, they took a coach. telling him all of these things to motivate him and get him hyped up. And then he went to go hit the bag, hit it. Do you think it did harder than adrenaline or less?
Probably less.
With the coach's motivation, that fighter hit 1,000 pounds of force. That was the hardest punch they tested all day.
Motivation?
Was coach's motivation. Was stronger than that as the chemical that your body makes for fight or flight.
Whoa.
So mentality, even over science, man.
Yeah, dead ass.
Is Mossad Pegasus real?
Pegasus is real, yeah. That is absolutely a real thing.
Can you go into detail what that is?
The NSO group in Israel designed an exploit that they can send to your phone number, with an iPhone at least, and gain full access to your phone, meaning your camera, your photos, your text messages, every single thing on your phone that you have access to and more, and you will have no idea that it's on your device. It's really dangerous.
Wow. And how do you prevent it?
You can't. Don't use an iPhone or don't let your number get leaked. I mean, there's nothing you could do.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's considered a 0-day exploit and also a 0 click, meaning you don't have to interact with the phone at all.
Charlie Kirk was the real life Truman Show, and there's only been one person doing the digging on what happened to him. And that person, Candace Owens, put together a spreadsheet, a list, if you will, saying it without saying it, but she clearly believes all of these people have set Charlie up. Abbott Phillips, Mikey McCoy, Rob McCoy, Andrew Colvett, Jerry Falwell, and a few others. This list is separated into 3 subjects. One being Eastern Europe, their connections with Eastern Europe. The other being trafficking and sex abuse, their connections there. If you watch my last video about Erica Kirk, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then their military connections. There was a lot of information in this episode, and I only have like 3 minutes to make a video. But one of the things that Candace shared was this call that she had. This call was with a woman who told her story. The story about when she was 13 and her parents sent her to the Liberty College program. This program was for troubled teens who were pregnant and possibly going to give their babies up for adoption. But this woman, at the point of being heavily pregnant, no longer wanted to give her baby up for adoption. But these people from this Liberty College program really put the pressure on her that she needs to give this baby up for adoption. Trigger warning for those of you who might be sensitive to this content, but at one point she is giving birth to her child and they tell her that the child doesn't have a heartbeat. She basically has no recollection as to what exactly happened. It suggested that they took her baby and gave her baby away and made it seem to her that she miscarried. What does that have to do with all of this? Well, this woman felt like it was important to share this information with Candace because she saw a clip of Erica Kirk. This was a clip of Erica Kirk in her pageant days talking about her Trump pageant days and how she had to submit photos to Trump to be a part of pageantry. So this same woman who shared this information with Candace said that 2 years after that situation happened to her at that Liberty program, she received a letter from the Trump pageant agency saying that they received her pictures and that they wanted her to attend this Trump event. Same thing as Erica was saying that she had to submit pictures, and that's what made her feel like she had to call Candace. This woman recalled that when she was attending this godparent program at Liberty College, that they would come in and take pictures of her. And that is how she believes the Trump pageant received these pictures. She recalls Jerry Falwell, who is on that list that Candace made, coming in and taking these pictures. And if you listen to the entire episode, it's a common theme between all of these connections is that children, trafficking, photos, all of that seems to be like the storyline. One of Charlie Kirk's last trips was to Korea. Candace shows the Korean pastor that Charlie had met with at the time. She believes that was a very shady situation, similar to the Bibi Netanyahu situation where they're trying to take Turning Point USA to the next level. I'm running out of time.
Very interesting. It seems as if Candace is laying out a lot. Shouts to Shannon Hill News.
The economy isn't crashing, it's splitting. Everyone's talking about the K-shaped economy. Look at some of these recent articles on the subject. It's what's happening in America right now. I'm going to explain what it is, why it's happening, what it could lead to, and what we might do to prepare for it. A K-shaped economy is pretty literal. You just look at the shape of the K. On the upside of the K, you've got people who already own assets. We're talking real estate, stocks, businesses. For them, their net worth has grown dramatically. Rising markets and inflation, that actually works in their favor. Now, on the downward side of the K, you've got everyone else, people who rely on their wages and don't own appreciating assets. Their purchasing power is shrinking as their wages aren't keeping up with the rising costs of, well, everything. Same economy, two different groups. This problem is almost certainly going to worsen in 2026. Here's why. First, asset inflation will continue. Real estate, stocks, businesses, those are still favored by policy, debt, and liquidity. Second, wages lag behind reality. Even if inflation seems to be cooling on paper, the reality is that rising housing costs, utility, healthcare, food, those prices rarely ever come back down. For wage earners, every year feels tighter than the last. Third, debt pressure increases. Rising interest rates rarely hurt those at the top, but if you have a car loan or carry a credit card debt or any type of variable rate loan, those rising rates eat further and further into your paycheck. Fourth, automation and consolidation increase. Fewer workers end up being needed and smaller businesses get squeezed. Profits rise to the big businesses as they gain market share. So heading into 2026, we're not looking at one economy that's going to recover together. We're looking at two different economies that are moving farther apart. History provides plenty of examples of what happens when income gaps get too wide, like the French Revolution in 1789. Extreme economic inequality directly contributed to the uprising. Wealth and privilege were concentrated among the nobility and clergy, who owned most of the land and paid very little in taxes. Meanwhile, most of the population, farmers, laborers, and tradespeople, carried the tax burden and spent the bulk of their income just trying to eat. When the majority of people saw no path to recovery, that led to social uprising, unrest, and revolution, just like the Russian Revolution. In the early 1900s, Russia faced extreme inequality between a small aristocracy and the massive working and peasant class. Industrial workers endured long hours, low pay, and food shortages, while land and political power remained concentrated at the top. By 1917, the system broke completely, leading to the overthrow of the Tsar and a total restructuring of society. And these aren't isolated examples. You can also look to the late Roman Empire, post-World War II Germany, or more recently, the Arab Spring. The biggest threat isn't necessarily a sudden collapse, it's a loss of margin of error. Small problems become big problems. A missed paycheck, a car repair, an unexpected medical bill, a spike in food prices. For some people, that leads to crisis because there's no financial cushion. Preparation in a K-shaped economy means reducing your dependence on fragile systems. It means lowering debt where possible, building an emergency fund, and owning useful assets, not just financial ones. It means having extra food on hand, water stocked, backup power, whatever it takes to reduce your reliance on outside help. The wider the gap gets, the more valuable independence comes.
Well said. Shout out to Prepper Press, giving us a history lesson of these K economies. Very interesting stuff right here. It's definitely something to look into.
I would embrace it if you would help me. I can't go that way. So, we have a heart. You know what I mean? Take off all that.
Fuck is my wife, you piece of shit! Huh? I need fuck you! Where the fuck is my wife, you fucking asshole? Why the fuck did you take her? Fuck you! Fuck you! If anyone should be fucking dead, it's you! Fuck you! Fuck this piece of fucking shit! I don't fuck with you guys! It's on fucking set, motherfucker!
This is getting very bad, and no, I'm not exaggerating. I was literally in bed. I had to get up to show you guys this stuff. We have rioters right now, public unaliving of Kristi Noem and other public officials. Protesters being ran over, as well as 2 people who were just shot in Oregon. Meanwhile, we have tensions over the Venezuelan stuff, and now the president is talking about doing land strikes in Mexico. This is exactly why I was warning people not to leave their house. And it's not just Kristi Noem and ICE agents, it's also people on the street talking about any single person at all that voted for, you know, these kind of voters. When we started seeing the boarding up of businesses all over Minneapolis earlier, agents' cars on fire, an uprising starting in a whole bunch of different states, anyone who knows what was coming.
We've knocked out 97% of the coming in by water, and we are going to start now hitting land with regard to the cartels The cartels are running Mexico.
Okay, so hear me out. The people are already going crazy as is. Already mad about Venezuela. What do you suppose is going to happen when these land strikes start happening on Mexico? Don't forget, we have agents in the thousands and tens of thousands in states all over America right now. Unrelated, who knows why that could be.
The real reason Russia's preparing for World War III is not a single headline. It's the sequence of moves that's happening at the same time. The United States has seized a sanctioned oil tanker linked to Russia and Venezuela, and that was with no negotiation, no warning. Naval assets moved in, the ship was taken. Moscow's calling it illegal piracy. Washington, of course, is calling it sanctions enforcement. But history calls this escalation, because when great powers start seizing each other's assets, diplomacy ends. Naval seizures lead to blockades, blockades lead to retaliation, and right now, US, Russian, and Venezuelan interests are colliding in the same waters. Public sees isolated events, the state sees convergence, and right now Russia is rapidly evacuating diplomats and their families from Israel. Multiple flights have happened in the matter of hours, and that's not a routine. That's what states do when they expect conditions to deteriorate fast. And this isn't the first time. Russia did the same thing in Venezuela just days ago. So when diplomats leave multiple regions back to back, it means talks are no longer a priority. Security is. And this is why diplomats are being pulled out, and this is why navies are being moved in. This is not panic, it's preparation.
It's not panic, it's preparation. Shout outs to Who is Verm, making some great points, and I agree. Things are escalating fast. It's obvious that security is the #1 option.
And it's crazy. I think we just want to be left alone.
On top of the world here, inside the Arctic Circle, but Greenland is also in the eye of a geopolitical storm. We're in Nuuk, the capital of Greenland, downtown. People are on their way home from work, and we want to ask them. Donald Trump says,
we need Greenland.
Can he have it?
He's against say, we take you, we buy you, we use military, and it's crazy. I think we're all very tired of the president of America. We've always been living this very quiet and peaceful life, and of course we had the colonization of Denmark, which has caused a lot of trauma for many people, but I think we just want to be left alone.
Greenland is an autonomous territory of Denmark, and both those countries are supposed to meet the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio next week. Will it be confrontation or will it be compromise? This is all part of a scramble for the Arctic that we're seeing right now between global superpowers, the United States, Russia, Europe, and increasingly China as well. Why? Because of all of the melting of the ice, you have far better access now to rare earths and minerals and shorter, cheaper shipping routes. And on top of that, there are strategically important defense and deterrence capabilities in the Arctic as well.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Shout outs to the reactors. Thanks again. Till next time.